You would be amazed how important Wheel of Fortune is going to be for my election. Campaigns don't usually talk about this stuff openly, but you should know how it really works. Using myself as an example. So I'm running for Attorney General in North Carolina. We've had some polls come out. Some have us up, some have us down. But that's not the interesting part. What's interesting is that roughly 70 days out from the election, my opponent and I do not exist to most of the voters in the state. Most of them don't know my name or his. He exists a little more than I do because he wrote this infamous law in our state called the Bathroom Bill. If you're from North Carolina, you know it. It caused this huge backlash, so it was in the news a lot, and it basically nuked our state's business climate for a year until it was repealed. So people remember him for that. But for me, as a guy who uses social media a lot, it shows there really is a limit to how many voters you can reach doing this. And the reason I'm telling you all this, the big thing it adds up to, is TV commercials. At this stage of a campaign, in order to establish my existence with all of these voters, there's only one way to do it at scale. Wheel of Fortune, Jeopardy, Judge Judy, Law and Order, NCIS, it's the commercials that run on those kinds of shows that are far and away the big lever that we have to reach those voters. So let me tell you how much it costs. For me to run one ad for a standard 10-day period across North Carolina is $2 million, which means I don't get to run that many ads. So I have to take the 25 things that I want to talk about and shrink it way down. I served in Afghanistan. Do we mention it? If so, we don't have time to talk about how I worked as a prosecutor, but I'm running for Attorney General, so I probably should. But what about the issues? Can we do one just about fentanyl because it's a major problem? If so, we don't have time to talk about political corruption. And what about my opponent? Yes, he wrote the Bathroom Bill, but he also voted to overturn the last election and says we should smash the FBI into a million pieces and is deeply opposed to reproductive freedom and has never prosecuted a single case. So there's no shortage of material there. This is the strategic crunch that most campaigns face in the last few months. And just to be clear, if we could get to the point where elections are not coming down to the commercials that run during game shows, that would be great. But that's not where we are today, and I'll keep you posted.